Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, it's 11:30 here in Taiwan. I'm gonna try to stay up a little bit tonight to get well adjusted to the time difference. I just saw a police officer pull over a vehicle. I don't know what they did wrong. It didn't look like anything off, but whatever the situation is, that's exactly part of the reason why I really, Peter, dislike driving back home in the US. Now, am I a reckless driver? Do I like to go over the speed limit? Not at all. Quite the opposite. I hate going fast even when I'm allowed to because it wastes fuel, it puts a lot of wear and tear on the car. So I lived in Montana for a little bit, and parts of the state had speed limits that were up to 80, 85 miles an hour. I usually did 70 at the most. I just don't like to burn extra fuel, and also when you're going 70, you don't have to worry about nearly as much about what's in front of you, right? Very seldom do you pull up into behind a slower vehicle, and that was really nice. You could put the cruise control on 70 and hardly have to do very much for the drive, right? And so I'm not reckless, but I I don't have the I let's face it, I I could barely make things make ends meet, and I can't afford to get a bullshit ticket. So I'm always concerned about when I see a police car, and so it adds a lot of anxiety. Now, let's say I make it to work and the police doesn't pull me over, but I happen to have the misfortune of being in front of a police car. That weighs heavily on me. I can't tell you how many times I make it to work without being pulled over, but I'm completely messed up for the first couple of hours of the day. Now, obviously, when I'm messed up at work and I have bad performance as a result of it, that doesn't help with my financial situation either. And so it's a self-reinforcing loop, is what it is, and it just sucks. It just sucks. I can't even find the right words to express the frustration of that. The part of Phoenix I live in has a lot of police officers. Now, granted, most officers are nice. You can't escape the anxiety of worrying about getting a ticket. Now, how many tickets have I gotten? Not all that many. I usually am able to get them reduced. I always go to the court hearings. I used to. I'm pretty good at playing the poor card, and sometimes I get to do community service instead of paying the fine, which bothers me less because they usually give you a good amount of time to get it done with. And second, I need to network with people anyway, but it's a huge drag when it happens because you never know what going to court may bring, right? Um, Funny thing is that I would go to court and I would swear up and down that I'm not doing all that well. Meanwhile, I just bought hundreds of pounds of bismuth, and I'm getting ready to compete in a computer Olympiad, and I have to keep myself from laughing when I did that, right? Most people don't recognize any of that stuff, and so it's very easy to to just do it that way. But it's still very frustrating, and it weighs on you when I take. The other day, I went to a job interview in Taichung. When I take a train to Taichung, first of all, I can sleep on the train if I want to. I can do whatever I want on the train. I don't have to focus on the drive. Plus, I can. A lot of people don't realize this, but when you don't have to drive, it removes a lot of barriers for what you're allowed to do. Right? You can stay out until you're completely passed out and still get on the train and go home. You can't do that if you're driving. You can. I have a caffeine habit. I could use a lot more caffeine if I don't have to think about driving somewhere. And more importantly, when I get to the interview, I'm not tensed up because, oh my God, for 30 minutes a police officer was behind me. I can't tell you how many workdays have been ruined by that. I can't express that. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.